magical sparks, welcome back to my channel. It's Sparkle, and today we're celebrating so many things. We're going to be celebrating reaching 300,000 subscribers and reaching my third year on YouTube. So exactly 3 years ago on the 7th of July, I began my channel and here we are today. So of course, since this video is super duper exciting, it's going to be packed with a lot of fun things, like showing you guys some of my favorite drawings that I've made since I started my channel, taking a look at all our subscriber milestone cakes, and also trying to remake the first drawing that I made from the very first video that I posted. And with that, let's get started! So the star of the show today is going to be the one and only sketchbook that you see right here, because inside this sketchbook we have the very first drawing that I made in the very first video that I posted on my channel. And I still cannot believe it's been 3 years. Like, I feel like the time has flown, but check it out, it's me, Sparkle 2021. And this was just a fun meet the artist sketchbook page that I did just to kind of like introduce myself, inspired by other artists on YouTube. And I didn't end up filling in the rest of the sketchbook, but that's a story for next time. Anyways, let's have a look at my channel. I'm mainly recording this for future me to look back on when it's like the 5th year anniversary and maybe even the 10th year anniversary of my channel. And yeah, this is how it's currently looking. And I still cannot believe that we have crossed 300,000 subscribers. I never even dreamt that something this amazing would happen, and I'm so grateful for it. And over here we have the date that I first started my channel, one of the best days ever. And now I'm gonna show you guys the very first video that I made on my channel, and we're not just gonna go ahead and click oldest. Instead, we're gonna go ahead and scroll through all the videos just to kind of take a walk down memory lane and look at all the fun memories we've created. And now when I posted my first video, even though it was just a super simple drawing with a super simple concept, I remember the entire process of editing and making the thumbnail like had me so excited, because this was my very first ever YouTube video and it was just super duper exciting for me. Also, I managed to find one of these rose stickers that I had on my desk for my very first video as well. I'm so happy I could find it just in time. Anyways, let's fast forward to the end, and here is how the drawing turned out in that video. It was, like I said, super simple but also super duper fun. And now it's time to have a look at something that is also super duper exciting, which is all these subscriber cakes my parents got me. These were actually kind of just like surprises that they got me. It started off with the 2K cake and they just kept on getting more every time I crossed a subscriber milestone. And honestly, these cakes mean the world to me, and so do these memories. And I'm so grateful for all their support throughout my entire journey. Not just that, but you know what's so sweet? My parents were my very first subscribers on my channel. I love them so much. And also, it's just like really fun to look back at these screenshots and just look at how far that my channel has come, and it just makes me so happy, so excited, and so grateful, because I couldn't have gotten to where I am today without the support of all of you guys. And look, we're even verified. Isn't that amazing? Well, that was fun, but I think it's time that we start drawing. So with a little bit of help from the magic of editing, yeah, there we go. It's time to officially start working on the drawing that we'll be making in today's video, and to start the Q&A as well. Oh, and by the way, since we are remaking the very first drawing that I made on my channel, I am going to try and keep it kind of similar, but I'm also going to change up a couple of things. For example, the sweater is still going to be pink, but I'm going to change up the design of it, and also I'm going to try and draw my hairstyle to kind of match how it is at this point in time. And with that said, let's begin with the Q&A. So basically, I posted a community post just a couple of days ago asking you guys to comment any questions you'd like me to answer in this Q&A, and I got a lot of comments. As you can see, well over 400 comments, and I'm so happy that you guys have so many questions, and thank you for all the sweet and supportive comments as well. Your support really means a lot to me. And with that, I'm going to be trying to just kind of scroll through all your comments and try to answer as many of them as I can. So let's begin. And here is the very first question, which is, who inspired you to do art? So there are a lot of people and a lot of things and factors that inspired me to do art. One of them are my parents, because they're both really good at drawing and painting and just making really cool masterpieces. And also I love making art because I find it to be so therapeutic. I've also just loved making art in general from a very young age, because I just love trying out different things. Like the second I found out about sewing and netball and things like that, I always tried to master it, and art was just one of those things that I tried to master, and eventually art ended up becoming a really humongous part of my life. And now it's time for the next question that a lot of people ask me quite frequently, which is, will you ever do a face reveal? And to answer that question, the answer is I don't know. At this point in time, I'm not planning on doing a face reveal, but maybe in the future that might happen, or it might not. We'll see. Next question, what was the hardest part of the body for you to learn to draw? Now that question is honestly really hard for me to answer, because when I was first starting out with drawing people, I struggled with every single aspect of drawing the body, like simple things like how to position the neck, how to position the shoulders, how to draw hands, how to position the face. Just simple things seemed so hard back then, but I tackled it one problem at a time and eventually got to the point that I am at today. But I think the hardest part for me was to definitely figure out the thickness of the neck and the length of the neck, because that was something that I was never able to get right for a very long time. Next question, do you like cats? I love all animals. I love dogs, they're my favorite, and I love every single animal, which means including cats as well. And the next question is, how would you rate your experience as a content creator? Did you see this as a career? So I never ever thought that I would become a content creator, especially when I first started my channel, because before I started my YouTube channel, I was recording my drawings and just kind of recording simple time-lapse videos and just saving them as a memory on my iPad. But when I started posting on YouTube, it was just for the simple intention of sharing my art and just finding an art community that I can connect with. But I never expected that I would actually end up becoming a content creator. And to think that I am a content creator makes me so happy and so grateful. And to answer your question, I would rate the experience 10 out of 10, because you get to do what you love and find amazing people who support you in your dreams as well. And yes, I'm talking about you guys, because each and every one of your sweet comments truly just brings a smile to my face and makes my day every day. And now it's time that I give you guys a tour of my old sketchbooks and show you guys some of my favorite pages, spreads, and drawings. By the way, I have done a sketchbook tour for most of these sketchbooks, which you can watch on the playlist I've made as well. Those videos are a bit more slower and in-depth, but today I'm only going to be showing you guys my top favorites. So with that, let's get started! So over here we have these two pages that I've already shown you guys because they are from my very first video. And now in this sketchbook, the first half of this sketchbook has drawings that I made before I started my channel, except for this little puppy here. And then from about here, we have the drawing that I made for my second YouTube video. And then after that, we have the drawing that I made for my third YouTube video, which is this one. And so the list just keeps going. The rest of the sketchbooks I'm going to be showing you guys are basically sketchbooks and drawings that I've worked on over these past 3 years. And I honestly could not believe how many sketchbooks that I've worked on until I saw that big pile that I just showed you guys before, which is like, wow, that's a lot of drawings. Anyways, as I'm showing you guys these drawings and my highlights and my favorites, let's just go ahead and continue with the Q&A. And now the next question is, when you were a beginner, what tools and techniques did you use? So basically when I was really beginning, at the very start, back then, I mainly just used my school supplies, which means just normal graphite pencils and normal coloring pencils and just things like that. For the outlining, I just used ballpoint pens and Sharpies, and that's pretty much how it began. Eventually, I began to invest in more thicker sketchbooks. I got my first really good watercolor set, then I got my first set of Ohuhu markers, and from there, I just kind of kept on going. And now it's time for the next question, which is, how is your day going? My day is going doing amazing. Thank you so much for asking. I hope your day is going amazing as well. The next question is, how did you develop your channel? I basically just started posting videos, then I tried to work on choosing good topics for my videos, making sure that my titles and my thumbnails were good, making sure that the content within my videos was something that someone else would like to watch and that they might enjoy watching. And eventually I just kind of kept on learning and reflecting as I went, and now I'm where I am at today. Now this next question I absolutely love, which is, out of all the 3 years you've been doing YouTube, what's your favorite memorable moment? And the reason I love this question is because there's so much I can talk about. For example, I could say that getting my 100,000 subscriber play button was my favorite, or I could say that watching my 5 ways to fill your sketchbook videos suddenly get millions of views could also be my favorite. But there's actually one moment that really stood out to me, which was my absolute favorite moment of them all, which is basically when I came back from school and it was a Friday. I was just relaxing, I was just chilling. Suddenly someone rings the bell and there's a cake delivery, and my parents surprised me with this beautiful 2000k subscriber cake that I was totally not expecting at all, and that has to be my most favorite memory of them all, because I definitely did not see it coming. And when I found out that they had ordered a cake for me and customized it and had it delivered, I was honestly so happy I could have exploded with joy. So that was definitely 100% my favorite moment ever. And now it's time for our next question, which is, what do you use to film your videos and what type of camera? So at this point in time, how I film my videos is I don't use like a specialized camera. I basically just use the camera on my iPhone, which is an iPhone 14, and I pop my phone into my filming stand, which kind of just clamps to the side of my desk, and I can kind of adjust the angle and height of it, and then I just click the record button and I film. But back in the day, which is like 3 years ago, I did not have all these items. So basically I just kind of stacked a bunch of cardboard boxes and books on my desk, and I kind of just popped my phone on them in an angle to try and film my videos, and it was really experimental, but today the setup is much different. I've also got a couple of ring lights and tripods that I use sometimes as well. But my favorite time of day to film is definitely when there's a lot of natural sunlight coming into my room. And now it's time for the next question, which is, do you listen to music when you do art? And the answer is sometimes yes, I love listening to music when I'm doing art. Sometimes I love watching a TV show or just like an old childhood cartoon as I'm drawing. And sometimes I just love drawing in silence because it just feels really nice and peaceful as well. Now the next question is, what's your favorite chocolate? My favorite chocolate are the Lindor chocolates. I love them so much, definitely one of my all-time favorites. And our next question is, what's your favorite color? At this point in time, my favorite color is periwinkle because I find it to be such a pretty shade of light purple. And now back to our video. So with my quick little flip through of my old sketchbooks done, it's now time to continue working on our drawing. And I decided to also add like the meet the artist element to this drawing as well by writing the words meet the artist, and also adding like a section for some information about me and my likes and my dislikes and stuff like that. So let's see how it goes. I don't really have much of a big plan for the background, but I have a general idea of what I'm thinking, and the question is, can I make it look good? Let's find out. Now this next question is, can you suggest the most important and useful tip for a young artist? I'm just gonna pretend that I'm gonna get the chance to talk to my younger self, and if there's one thing I could tell my younger artist self, that would definitely be, don't limit yourself. Don't try to keep on drawing the same thing over and over again, because you don't have to. You can draw anything you want, and it's honestly a really great idea to try and draw everything, to try and put all your ideas and thoughts and concepts onto the paper or the canvas and just try everything, because I mean, what's the loss? I just wish wish I could kind of go back in time and tell myself that, because it would have been amazing to realize this just a little bit sooner. I also got a couple of questions about how old I am. So to answer that question, I am a day older than I was yesterday. Okay, but jokes aside, that is something that I'm not comfortable sharing yet, but I hope you guys can understand. And now the next question is, do you have any tips to make art more fun? Now, I'm so happy you asked this question because I personally have been trying to have more fun in my sketchbook nowadays, and I found that the best way for me to have more fun while I'm making art is by surprising myself. Now you might be thinking, what does that mean? So basically, it means think outside the box, be spontaneous, and do a bunch of random things that you wouldn't normally do. Like try to draw something that is completely opposite of what you normally draw. Try to mix different mediums, use different color palettes, stick a bunch of things in your sketchbook, and just try to be a kid. Try to have lots of fun. Try to think back to when you were like 3 or 4 years old and making art just however you wanted it to be. Try to be like that. Also, let's take a quick break from the Q&A, and if you've managed to watch this far into the video, thank you so much. It really means a lot to me. And if you'd like to let me know that you made it this far, make sure to comment this emoji down below. Thank you so much. And now back to our questions. The next question is, how do you motivate yourself to make art? So at first, making art was kind of just like something that I would do once in a while if I was kind of interested in doing it. But at this point in time, art is just part of my daily life. It's kind of like asking, like, how do you motivate yourself to eat? Like, you eat because you want to eat, right? And just like that, I just kind of draw because I want to draw. It might be because I'm bored, it might be because I have free time, or it might be because I want to do something different that is not stressful like other things in life. With that being said, it's not like I draw every day all the time, but I do like to draw a lot because it's just my way to kind of relieve myself from stress and to just express my emotions. And in that way, art has definitely become a major part of my life. The next question is about art styles. So I got a lot of questions about art styles, like how did you find your art style? When did you know you found it? Do you have any advice or tips for others trying to find their art style? And to answer that question, perhaps you could check out the video that I posted last year about art styles, where I basically talked about tips on finding your art style and other things such as how you don't need to have an art style and more topics like that. Feel free to check out that video if you'd like to. Anyways, now it's time to start working on the background of this drawing, and to really make it pop, I'm gonna use some acrylic markers. And now the next question I want to talk about is this one. How many days does it take you to film and edit a video? So basically, I don't actually have an exact number because I don't time myself, but generally the drawing process does tend to take about 1 hour to 6 hours from past experience. And then we have editing, which tends to take anywhere from 1 to 3 hours. Filming the voiceover, it depends if I'm doing it in one sitting or if I'm doing it in multiple sittings, but it can take an average of 2 hours sometimes. Then we have the process of making the thumbnail, adding the music, rewatching the video, making sure everything's perfect. Then there's the title and writing the description. And finally, we have the process of responding to comments, which, by the way, responding to comments happens to be my favorite part of the entire process, because that's when I get to read all your wonderful, sweet comments. Anyways, when I put it like that, the process of filming, editing, and uploading a video might seem like an extremely time-consuming task, but honestly, if you're able to manage your time efficiently and kind of split up these tasks into their own subtasks and do it throughout the week, it doesn't seem like that much of a big deal. Like for me, I've kind of found a way to split up these tasks throughout my week, and in that way, I guess it's all just part of my weekly schedule at this point. At the end of the day, it's important to kind of stay in control of how you manage your time. The next question is, what's your most expensive art supply? I think it's probably my Ohuhu 320 marker set, because it's so big and there's so many markers. The next question is, how did you have the idea of making a channel? So basically, making a channel was my parents' idea because, like I mentioned before, I was already drawing a lot and I was filming myself drawing, so they thought it might be a cool way to kind of just put these two skills into use by making a YouTube channel, because that would help me to stay productive and have lots of fun along the way. Another question was, what's your favorite thing about YouTube? My favorite thing about YouTube, in specific, me having a YouTube channel, is being able to interact with you guys. Just reading all your lovely comments with all your supportive feedback and tips and questions, it always makes my day and makes me so happy. The next question is, why did you name Mr. June Mr. June? So basically, Mr. June is my dog, if you don't already know, and his actual name is not Mr. June, but June is one of his 100 nicknames that I've given him, and Mr. June is just a really cute name that I love to call him, especially when he's wearing his tie and he looks like a distinguished gentleman. He has so many nicknames. And the last question is, how is your handwriting so good? Thank you so much, you're so sweet. And finally, here is how the drawing turned out that we made today. I also decided to film it under different lighting conditions because it looks so different under different types of lights and with different backgrounds. My favorite is definitely how it looks with the golden hour sunlight on it. Anyways guys, that is it for today. Thank you so much for watching this video, and thank you so much for all your support and sweet comments and all your wonderful questions. I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Stay awesome as always, and I'll see you all in the very next video. Until then, bye!